Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pip and I live in Newcastle with my husband Anthony and our little girl Izzy. Today I am going to be doing the baby names tag that has been floating around YouTube for the past few weeks. I think the original video was started by SJ and I will leave that video down below if you want to go and check that out. So let's get straight into the questions. So question number one is, if you had a baby tomorrow, what would you call them? So for a boy, we know straight away he would be called Max. That is the name that we had when we were expecting Izzy and we didn't know what we were having. And for a girl, it would be Florence. I really like the name Florrie. And I think it'd go well with Isabel. Izzy and Florrie, I think that's a good little combo. Question number two, what would you rename yourself keeping the same initial? This is a hard one. I had to Google girls' names beginning with P because I didn't really know of any others apart from sort of Penny or, I don't know, Petunia. So I had a look at the list and I have chosen Phoebe. My friend's little girl is called Phoebe and I think it's such a lovely name, so I would go for Phoebe. Question number three, what would you have been called, or what do you wish you had been called if you were the opposite sex? So I didn't have a name for the first 6 weeks of my life. My mum and dad couldn't decide or couldn't agree on what to call me. My dad wanted to name me after himself. His middle name is Philip, and if I was a boy I would have been Philip. It turns out I was a girl, so they called me Philippa. My mum wasn't too keen on the name and I have never been called Philippa. I've always been known as Pip or Pippa. So yeah, I would have been called Philip. Question number four is, what is your favourite vintage names for a girl and a boy? So for a girl, I really like Rose. Izzy's middle name is Rose. She's Isabel Rose Milburn. And for a boy, I really like Henry. I don't know, there's something about it. I like Harry as well. I know Harry's short for Henry, but I really like the name Henry. Question number five, what is your favourite nature name for a boy and a girl? My favourite nature name for a boy is Leo. If Izzy was a boy, she was going to be Max Leo Milburn. I really like the name Leo. I'm a Leo, my birthday's in August, so there was that connection there and we thought it went really well with Max. So yeah, Leo for a boy. For a girl, I really like the name Ren. A friend of mine from school has a little girl called Ren and I think it's a really beautiful name. Question number six is, what is your favourite YouTuber's name or YouTuber's children's name? And this one's easy for me. I really like the name Florence, so Mrs. Meldrum's little girl. Florrie Belle is such a beautiful name, so yeah, Florence. Question number seven is, what is your favourite literary name? And I had to have a think about this one, but my favourite book is Harry Potter. Yes, I'm 36 and yes, I really love Harry Potter. There's no shame in that. So my favourite name from the Harry Potter characters is Hermione. So yeah, Hermione is my favourite literary name. Question number eight, what is your favourite O name that isn't Oliver or Olivia? So for this one I have picked Orla. I know a little girl called Orla and it's such a lovely name. I think it has Irish origins. So yeah, Orla for a girl, and for a boy I really like Otis. Question number nine, what do you wish you had been called when you were younger? So my full name on my birth certificate is Philippa Catherine Stacey Nibbs, and the Stacey Nibbs part is my surname. So Stacey is my mum's surname and Nibbs is my dad's surname. And I never wanted to change my first name. For a start, no one ever called me Philippa, ever. I've always been called Pip, and I thought it was quite an unusual name and nobody else at school had that name and I quite liked it. The bit I didn't like about my name was the Stacey Nibbs, and that was more to do with the fact that I didn't have any contact with my dad, so I just thought, well, why should I take his name, and it was all a bit of a mouthful. So when I was at school, I dropped the nibs and I just became Pip Stacey, and yeah, I really like my name. Question number 10, what names did you or would you veto immediately? So me and Anthony, when we were expecting Izzy, we more or less came up with the name Isabel for a girl or Max for a boy straight away. So we didn't really have to veto any names. But names I'm not particularly keen on are sort of 80s names like Keith or Cliff or Susan, Barbara. Those sorts of names aren't really my cup of tea. So if he suggested any of those kind of names, I would definitely veto them. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I tag anybody who wants to do this video. I find these videos so interesting, finding out about people's names, preferences. It's a really interesting subject. Don't forget to go and check out SJ's video below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.